There were high hopes for a big day. Great expectations on the 9th stage of the Vuelta A Espana, the end of the opening block of racing. A massive mountain stage, leaving Motril and heading up to the regional capital Granada after 3 categorised climbs, all of them beasts. El Purche or Monachil to be taken on first, and then twice up the Alto de Asayanas. Training camp country for most cyclists in this region, well, and most cyclists were trying to get in the breakaway. Wout van Aert the first to attack, 26 riders went up the road, and Adam Yates was among them. David Gaudu was the best placed in the GC at 6 minutes 30. Behind, there were moves afoot too. As they got onto the opening climb, it was Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe setting the pace, but Richard Carapaz is one of the most aggressive attacks you're likely to see, able to shoot out the peloton. By this stage, he had to make up almost 5 minutes of a gap to the front of the race. A front of the race that was being led by Marc Soler. Riders in the break for EF dropped back to help, including Rafferty, as Carapaz was on a mission. The former Olympic champion was on the penultimate climb of the day. But ahead on the penultimate climb of the day, with Jay Vine helping him out, was Adam Yates. He also had David Gaudu there, but with just under 60 kilometres to go, and the peloton at over 5 minutes back, or what was left of the peloton, Adam Yates decided to attack. Carapaz was on his way. That could have impacted the decision, and he was still motoring along. Yates to the top of the penultimate climb, the same climb he'd have to go to the bottom and take on a second time before the finish downhill in the city of Granada. 4,500 metres of climbing in and around Sierra Nevada. Primož Roglic, in the polka dot jersey for the King of the Mountains, was on the wheel of the race leader Ben O'Connor. Carapaz at 1.5 minutes from Yates with 44 k's to go. And the main red jersey group was still at over 5 minutes. 30 kilometres to go signalled the start of the final climb of the day. 20% ramps at stages. It was hard, it was narrow, it was even tougher in the baking heat. Gaudu couldn't hack the heat, and it was Carapaz who ran out the kitchen. He was trying to catch Yates, who was trying to stay hydrated. Both of the riders were on their way back into the general classification. A GC that could have been shaken up though when Enric Mas decided to test the waters. He attacked Roglic, O'Connor and the rest. Tiberi by this time dropped, Sepp Kuss too. Yates over the top of the final climb, 22 k's to go and all downhill to the finish with a 2-minute gap. Mas was on his way, he had a minute by this time, and then this happened. A minute ahead of O'Connor, Roglic and co. That could have ended in tears. Thankfully he kept it upright. How would it affect his gap? Amazing just to keep it upright from the Mallorquin. Up ahead, Adam Yates was riding to the most impressive victory of his entire career. The first time a Vuelta stage winner, added to the Tour de France opening stage he took a year ago. Carapaz came in just over 1.5 minutes behind. He was up into the GC shakeup with 2 weeks to go. And on the morning UAE woke up without Joao Almeida in their team, having to go home through COVID, Yates now became the man to watch for his team. Behind they'd sprint for the chase and the places, because Mas had been caught after his incident, and Ben O'Connor stole in for the final bit of bonus seconds, almost 4 minutes down. O'Connor extending his own lead by 4 seconds to Roglic and co. Yates coming right back in it. Carapaz too. Another rewriting, massive shake-up on a brilliant barnstorming day. It was one where the popcorn was very much required. O'Connor with personality and very, very strong will. He finished third in front of Landa, Lipovic, Sivakov, Rodriguez and co. Yates holding up the stage winners trophy. He was also into the King of the Mountains jersey, taking that off Primož Roglic. Roglic remained in second place to the leader. That in the general classification. Yates in charge by 4 points in the KOM. And that leader in the GC, Ben O'Connor, showing that he's a force to be reckoned with at this Vuelta. He still leads by almost 4 minutes. Roglic is second, Carapaz is now third, Mas is in fourth with Landa fifth. Adam Yates now into the top 10 as the riders take on an aeroplane transfer north to Galicia, where they'll find around 10 degrees less, a different language and a different landscape. Stage 10 starts in Ponteareas, finishes in Bayona. That's on Tuesday, after the first rest day of what's been a hot and very, very entertaining Vuelta. Yates wins in Granada as the Vuelta changes.